Hello friends. Today we're going to talk about how to become successful as a real estate investor. As a single professional, I had debt and no savings after my divorce. I always wonder how I can start investing in real estate to secure my future. I studied programs that gave me all the benefits of investing in real estate. Some claim I could start with no money, but I could not find one that gave me the practical, actionable steps I needed. As a wealth advisor, I've met people that own real estate but weren't ahead financially. They were rich, but they weren't wealthy. Then I finally realized that there was one vital component missing that makes someone become wealthy or not. And on the show, I will reveal what I found and give you the step-by-step actions to start investing in real estate and increase your wealth. My name is ARACELI'S. Let's get started. Yes, we are all looking for the secret on how to become a successful real estate investor. Well, that question is not very easy to answer because everyone has a very different idea about what it is success and success in anything that we do in life. But specifically today about real estate investing. I have a few stories to share with you today because I think they're very relevant to what we're trying to do here. So let me tell you about one story that I heard from a mortgage broker. She is working with this individual to get a new mortgage. He already has 5 different mortgages, 1 in his principal residence and 4 for rental properties that he has. However, he has bruised credit. He has been looking to get approved with other brokers and other lenders in the past few months because he missed a few payments on his mortgages and other payments in loans that he has. Well, the reason is because all of his properties, including his personal residence, it has been leveraged right to the maximum that it could be. So he cannot take any more money out of those properties. He is in his 60s and he has to work a lot of overtime in order to support the shortfall in the properties that he has. My question to you is, do you think that he is a successful real estate investor? Some might say he is because he's already has 4 properties and looking to get a 5th one as an investment property. However, my question to you is, do you think it is worth it to have that many properties and sacrifice your health? Obviously he is, because all of his properties they're not cash flowing because he had leveraged to the top, and we'll discuss that more into other videos. But to me, at least, that's not being successful because I rather have 1 or 2 properties that are cash flowing instead of me trying to come up with the shortfall on the properties. But that I'm gonna let you decide if you think that is to be successful as a real estate investor. Then I have another lady that I know. She's already has 3 properties. 1 is her personal residence and 2 investment properties. She decided that she was going to sell one of the investment properties because it wasn't cash flowing. And she said, no, I'm just gonna leave it. She said she wanted to go and get another one. However, she had already over $300,000 in consumer debt. So whatever equity is coming out of that property is going to be just to pay that debt. And my question to you again is this: do you think she is a successful real estate investor? She's got 2 properties, well now 1, but she is spending the money that she wanted to make out of the property way ahead of getting the money. So to me, that's lack of planning. But the same, my question is that the kind of investor that you want to become? Then I have another story. This is a lady that wants to be an investor, but she doesn't know how to get started. She has a property that is completely paid for. However, she has lost her job and she's in search for another one. She might not even want to get into the workforce in a regular job because she wants to start a business, but she wanted to make sure that she could invest in real estate. Well, that is another issue as well, right? Because now she does have the equity in the home that she owns. However, because she doesn't have a job or any sources of income, regular sources of income, she might not be able to access that equity. And that is obviously a problem, right? So that is a little bit of planning that needs to be done ahead of time in order to be able to do it. And the third story that I have is when I was attending seminars and workshops about real estate, I attended one in where they would show you how to buy properties at an auction here in Canada. Very, very different than in the US, for sure. So I got together with this lady and she was very excited she said that she wanted to get started buying at auctions. So I asked her a few questions and I said to her, well, tell me what the plan is. She said, well, I'm going to buy an auction, which is a lot cheaper, then I'm going to renovate and resell. Sounded like a good plan. But I asked her, how much money do you have? She says, well, I don't have any money. And I says, well, how are you planning to buy the properties? She says, well, I will get a mortgage. And the same. For seasoned investors, you probably already know that any auction, whether it's in Canada or in the US, you have to buy with cash. There is no financing at all. It's not allowed. So she didn't know that and she was very surprised because she said, oh, I didn't know that I couldn't buy without a mortgage. So that is another issue, right? And I asked her, says, well, do you own a property? She said, yes. I says, well, how about your basement? Maybe your basement could be rented. And she said, well, possibly. I do have the space, but I will require to have a door on the side so the tenant can go in the basement. And I said, well, why don't you do that? And she said, well, it's going to cost me thousands of dollars that I don't have, so I don't think I can do that. And so I said to her, well, if you don't see the value of putting a door, which is your adding value to your home, plus the income that is going to generate from the basement apartment, then, real estate might not be for you. And the reason is because a lot of people get very excited about getting into real estate, but with no plan. And they go from like nothing to like a huge thing like doing flips, right? So it might be kind of a stretch. But if you're not willing to do the small things like, maybe renting a basement apartment, making all the necessary changes that you need to do in order to accomplish that, then there is no point of going to something like a flip, which is pretty advanced. So what I want to get at here is that I have 3 things that I want you to think about for you to become or to define the success that you want to have in real estate. First of all is you need to analyze your current situation. What kind of situation do you have today? Like, do you have equity in your home? Do you even have a home? Do you plan to, buy a home or maybe get something that you can rent out? What is the current situation that made you think that you want to become a real estate investor? That is the first thing. The second thing is you need to think long term. I believe that a lot of people that want to get into just flipping homes, they go for the very short term reward. This is what we have in the world. The world has become instant gratification for everybody. We type on the computer and we get, whatever item we want, at our door next day. Is right there. Everything is on the internet you can search for. But what is happening right now is that you really need to understand that investing, whether it's investing in real estate or any other type of investing, is for the long term. It's something that you need to continue to do. But you have to have a goal in mind with your investing. So if you're going to acquire a property, what is the purpose of it? How is that going to make your life easier? I do believe that you're investing because you want a better life and you want to increase your wealth, which is the main purpose of this. So what is the real reason for you to have this property? Is it because you want cash flow? Is it because you expect appreciation? What is it that you want to do? As an example, I'm going to tell you what I did when I acquired my very first property. I knew that the only thing I wanted, it was for a renter to provide some of my mortgage, to cover some of my mortgage. And I was looking for that specific property. I ended up buying a home that it was already separated in two. I said that rent, and I didn't even know what the rents were for. I just wanted that rent to cover a portion of my mortgage to help me breathe financially. So that's all I did, and all the renovations, everything that I did was geared towards accomplishing that goal. So what is your goal? So think about it now. If you're just a beginner, this is something that I want you to think now. Even if you can't start until later, but just think, if I'm going to be a real estate investor, what do I want to accomplish with it? So I hope this helped. See you soon. Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.ARACELI'Shernandez.com. Thank you.